zonal, strategic, state, and special area commanders, senior officers, awardees, officers, men and women of NDLEA, gentlemen and ladies of the press, ladies and gentlemen, may the Almighty God answer all our prayers and reward our second tenure with even greater success. I welcome you all to the 11th edition of the Chairman Chief Executive Officers Command Awards and Commendations Ceremony. I appreciate those of you who traveled long distances to be here today, and to our media friends who always respond to our invitations, even at short notice. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support and your part in the fight against illicit drugs in our society. This event remains a critical institutional platform for recognizing excellence, rewarding outstanding performance, and reinforcing the values of professionalism, discipline, and accountability that define the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I'm glad we have kept faith with this tradition since the first edition that we held in 2021, soon after my resumption at the agency. This year's ceremony is particularly significant. It marks the conclusion of my first 5-year tenure and the commencement of another 5-year tenure by the grace of God. And the tenure will be dedicated to consolidating gains, addressing emerging threats, and raising the bar of performance across all commands and formations of the agency. For emphasis, I must say that we are not only closing the chapter on a remarkably successful first 5-year tenure, but we are also opening the first page of the second 5-year tenure. This transition is a testament to your sweat, your bravery, and your unwavering commitment to making Nigeria a drug-free nation. That remains our goal. Over the past 5 years, the NDLEA has been deliberately repositioned to effectively respond to the evolving dynamics of drug trafficking and substance abuse. This transformation was driven by a clear strategic direction, enhanced intelligence capability, strengthened interagency cooperation, improved welfare and capacity building, and the unwavering commitment of you, our officers and men. nationwide. I commend the resilience, courage, and professionalism of our personnel who have continued to deliver results despite operational risks and challenges. Your sacrifices have directly contributed to the measurable outcomes recorded by the agency. The awards and commendations for which we are gathered here today is an appreciation of excellence. Therefore, to the NDLEA workforce, as represented by officers, men and women gathered here today, from directors to unit heads to every staff member, I say congratulations for the past year of record achievements and milestones. As we are all aware, the Command's awards and commendations is an internal reward mechanism that comes after our biannual appraisal. It is enshrined in our corporate culture and acts as a booster to individual and collective commitment to the attainment of organizational goals. I believe that everyone in this organization is in accord that we now have a sense of urgency towards our assignment. There is no gainsaying excuse me. There is no gainsaying that our dedication to duty has been the driving force behind our good performance. At the same time, it is also not an exaggeration to say that our good performance is catalyzed by motivation. As proven right by events in the past 5 years, management's decision to deploy a multi-pronged motivational mechanism in order to improve the organization's work ethic is part of the recipe for the resurgence of the agency and the resultant spectacular performance. On that score, management is committed to doing everything possible to improve productivity on the job. Part of that effort is why we are here today. When I first resumed in 2021, I promised to take the fight to the doorsteps of the merchants of death. Today, the numbers speak for themselves. Through our collective resilience, we have sent a clear message that Nigeria is no longer a safe haven for illicit drug enterprise. Over here, we have a long memory. We do not forget. And only last week, we finally arrested, as you all know, a fugitive drug baron who masterminded the killing of 3 of our personnel, of our brave personnel, 12 years ago. Similarly, another fugitive who committed drug crimes in South Korea was arrested, tried, convicted, and served a jail term in South Korea, deported back to Nigeria 17 or 18 years ago, and went right back to the habit, in fact, strengthening it across other South African nations. 17 years he was on it until we finally arrested him and his trial is ongoing. To anyone who thinks he has escaped justice has to think again, because we will get him or her, no matter how long it takes. It is therefore heartwarming to note that in the last 5 years, we recorded significant operational successes, including the arrest of 77,792 drug offenders, including 128 identified drug barons who were central to major trafficking networks. We seized a total of 14,847,000 kilograms of assorted illicit drugs, thereby significantly disrupting both local and transnational supply chains. In further strengthening the criminal justice response to drug offenses, the agency successfully prosecuted and secured convictions against 14,225 offenders, reinforcing deterrence and affirming that drug crime attracts consequences. In line with our balanced approach, the agency also prioritized drug demand reduction. Through structured treatment, counseling and rehabilitation programs, 32,442 drug users received professional intervention. Additionally, 13,735 war against drug abuse sensitization activities were conducted across schools, motor parks, workplaces, markets, worship centers, and communities, expanding preventive awareness and citizen engagement nationwide. These achievements are not accidental. They are the result of discipline, leadership, intelligence-led operations, and clear performance expectations. This journey would not have been possible without the unflinching support of the President. I therefore, on your behalf, wish to express my profound appreciation to His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for the absolute trust he has reposed in both my leadership and in the entire workforce of this agency. Mr. President's decision to extend our mandate is a call to more work. We assure His Excellency, Mr. President, and indeed all Nigerians, that the successes of the past 5 years is just the beginning. It is merely a foundation. In this second tenure, we will escalate the war against drug abuse and trafficking to new heights of efficiency and results. I therefore again express my profound appreciation to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the continued confidence in my humble self, our management team, and the NDLEA as an institution. Mr. President's support has strengthened our resolve and capacity. I assure His Excellency and all Nigerians again that this second tenure will deliver even greater results in the fight against illicit drugs by the grace of God. To our directors, commanders, and the gallant personnel being honored today, I salute your courage. However, as we celebrate, we must recognize that the goldfish has no hiding place. What did I say? The goldfish has no hiding place. The next phase of our operations demands even more grit and more tactical sophistication. We will not rest until every drug baron is behind bars, every trafficker is intercepted, every mule is caught, and every single gram of illicit drug is removed from our streets. There is no room for complacency. We must remain proactive, intelligence-led, and ruthless in our pursuit of those who seek to destroy our youth and national security. Let me be clear. The objective of this agency remains the total disruption of drug trafficking and the protection of our communities. The expectation is sustained pressure until every drug baron, trafficker, courier, and every gram of illicit drugs is taken out of our streets and communities. There will be no retreat and no complacency. I also acknowledge the invaluable support of our local and international partners, sister law enforcement agencies, development partners, civil society organizations, ministries, and of course the media. Your collaboration remains critical, and we look forward to deeper, more strategic partnerships in the years ahead. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the responsibility before us is enormous, but our resolve is firm. Together, we will continue to protect public health, enhance national security, and advance the vision of a safer, drug-free Nigeria. After the end of this ceremony, I'll be engaging all commanders and unit heads to our annual meeting, in which I will lay before them my expectations, objectives, and how we would go about achieving them. In closing, to the winners and awardees of the 11 CEO awards and commendations, let these plaques and certificates remind you that your hard work has not gone unnoticed. I have seen and I value your hard work. To the rest of our force, let this also inspire you to do even more. The task ahead is great, but our resolve is greater. Together, we shall continue to protect the integrity of our nation and the future of our children. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.